A federal jury in Austin cleared most of the drivers involved in the 2020 Trump train incident. A convoy of Trump supporters surrounded a Biden-Harris campaign bus just days before the 2020 election. This all happened as the bus made its way from San Antonio to Austin. The federal jury found all but one driver not liable for the incident. Joining us for some insight this afternoon is Texas Tribune's Kate McGee. Kate, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You followed this case very closely, so I'm just wanting to know if you could start with the plaintiffs. What did their attorneys have to prove in this case?
So they had 3 counts that they were trying to prove that these defendants, there were 6 of them in all that went to trial, that they conspired to intimidate either by threat or intimidate the people on the bus and to prevent them from supporting and showing campaign activity for their candidates. And that would violate the Ku Klux Klan law of 1871. And so they brought a federal claim against these defendants, and then they brought 2 state claims alleging that this group of people, by surrounding the bus and intimidating those on board, violated a state conspiracy assault claim and aiding and abetting assault claim. And ultimately the jury threw out the state assault claims and only found one person liable for the federal conspiracy.
You mentioned that 1871 law known as the Ku Klux Klan Act. Can you remind us about what's included in that and what it pertains to?
Yeah, so this was originally passed to protect civil and legal rights of former slaves after emancipation, and prohibit, the KKK in particular during Reconstruction from terrorizing and intimidating Black citizens to prevent them from voting. It has really remained dormant for decades, and it has been recently kind of seen a resurgence again in lawsuits, mainly a lot of them involving former President Trump. It was named in a lawsuit involving the organizer of the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, and was cited in lawsuits against Trump and others involved in the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. And so in this particular case, the plaintiffs were arguing that by surrounding the bus and intimidating them and forcing them to cancel campaign events, that these defendants were prohibiting them, these plaintiffs, from being able to advocate for their particular candidate of choice, and therefore violating this Klan Act.
All right. And after the results of the trial came out, what did the defendants' attorneys say about the results?
The defendants' attorneys were very happy with the result. They said that from the start they felt like this lawsuit had sensationalized what happened that day on the road. They had really argued that these Trump supporters were simply exercising their First Amendment rights to follow the bus and show the support for their candidate on the road that day. The lawyer for the defendant that was found responsible, said that he was asking the judge to throw out the jury's verdict, and the judge has not made a decision on that, and would likely appeal to the Fifth Circuit if the judge does not rule in his favor.
Okay, so there's much more to follow in that regard, but in your reporting, when you talked about the results of this trial, you said that both sides looked at this as a win. How is that?
Well, the defendants were, the 5 defendants who were found not responsible, said, that the jury looked at the evidence and said there was no proof of a conspiracy. And the defendants' lawyers had really argued that, listen, these people didn't really know each other. They had no intention of intimidating anyone when they drove on the road that day. And they felt like their arguments won with the jury. And the plaintiffs, while they disagreed with the jury's verdict, said that the jury by finding this one person liable and responsible for conspiracy, even if the conspiracy wasn't with the other defendants on trial, it shows that his behavior and his actions crossed a line into political intimidation, and that actions and his behavior were not okay, and he was held responsible not only for compensatory damages, but he also has to pay punitive damages, which is seen as a punishment when those are awarded to the plaintiffs.
Sure. Well, Kate McGee with the Texas Tribune, we appreciate you getting us caught up on this and joining us today for this update.
Thank you very much.
All right.